2, 1. I don't mean to brag, but back when I was at primary school, I was pretty quick.
Well done, Max. Your moment of glory.
There was one race in particular that was my bread and butter. That was the 100 metres. And in the 8 years I was at my primary school, Arnold House, I was unbeaten. Some say that I've been social distancing since my 100-metre days. Comedy. Now this series, the Special Private Investigator, is all about answering the serious questions in life. We've already answered the question of who is this woman, and we of course know it's Alana. And now I want to answer the question, could I still beat all of my primary school classmates in the 100 metres? So, 15 years on, we're about to have a rematch. I've got to phone quite a lot of people. And these are people who I haven't spoken to in 15 years. Normally, people you haven't spoken to in 15 years, hey man, how you doing? Wanna grab a coffee? How's life? No, but Max Fosh goes, hey man, how you doing? Wanna run a race? Initially, it was quite tricky to get people to pick up the phone. Okay, no one wants to speak to their old friend Maxie. I didn't go to school with you, EE voicemail. Either because my number for them had changed over the years, or they knew my reputation for doing weird stuff. Oh, it's not on. But with a bit of determination, things started happening.
Good afternoon, this is Chris. Hi, George speaking. Hello.
Hi Chris, it's Max Fosh.
Hey Max, how are you?
I'm very well, how are you?
Yeah, it's good to hear from you. Hey, how's it going, man? What's up?
I've got an interesting proposition to run past you. Okay, so I came across some home videos recently of Sports Day at Cannons Park, and
No, I've already repressed those memories.
which included a 100-metre race. I had an idea to basically re-race that 100 metres 15 years later.
Yeah.
First of all, would this be something you'd be interested in doing?
I mean, sure. I mean, yes, of course. I mean, I can't see why not. I'd probably do that. Where did I come in that race?
The history books don't remember, George, but it's your opportunity now to come number 1.
Oh my god, this would be amazing. Let's 100% do it.
Okay, cool. I'll leave it there and I'll be in contact.
Alright, sounds good.
Amazing. Cheers, mate.
Cheers,
Bye. Not everyone I called was available,
Yeah, I'm sorry man, I'm gonna be in Bristol.
but I did manage to get 6 of the original lineup who were keen to race. Were you expecting this to be a business call?
No, I'm not. If I'm honest, yeah.
And with my old classmates on the phone, I thought, hey, what a better time to have a bit of a catch-up. Ask them what they do for a living.
So I work in asset management.
Okay. This, in hindsight, may have been a mistake, as I then got a 25-minute in-depth lecture about the world of asset management.
Hedge fund where we take a performance fee and some income over long periods of time, so this type of stuff. We just charge sort of less than 1% funds, and we want to bring a fixed income team in-house. So the revenues we create, we want to put them in fixed income to make it a lot more lean, and it shows you what these big names can open. I mean, they can really just open doors for you.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I'm asking you whether you want to run a running race.
I mean, I definitely do.
With the athletes on board, my next step was to get permission from the school to use the old sports ground, Cannons Park. It was the gladiatorial arena that I knew so well, and I wanted to retain my crown on this hallowed turf. Now, in order for me to acquire said permission, I needed to talk to some of my old teachers. I don't know what to call my old teachers. Do you call them by their first name, or do you still call them Mr. Elliot or Mr. Blank? That's not the name of a teacher, it's just an example. So I've now got the number of my old history teacher. I honestly have not seen him since I was 13. He might not remember me, in which case that would be very awkward. Just gotta give it a go.
Hello?
Hi, is that John?
Speaking, yes.
Hi, John, it's Max Fosh. You might not remember me, but I was a plebe of yours back in 2008.
Yes, I have you on Facebook. Do you want to interview me for your Streetwise?
No, Streetwise isn't the reason why I'm calling today, John. I want to know whether I can use Cannons Park. Who do I talk to be able to use it for half an hour?
Oh, probably you could. If you get the dates of things, if you just contact me, that would be easiest. And I can pass it on.
Oh, that would be amazing. That sounds great.
Brilliant.
Okay, John, I'll speak to you later.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, this is kind of working. So, with my fellow students confirmed, permission from the school granted, it was time to get racing. Until it wasn't. I then got an email saying that I wasn't allowed to use Cannon Park in any shape or form.
I've spoken to the headmaster about this today, and it's just too much of a risk.
But, ever being a problem solver, I thought, hey, what is a 100-metre track other than 100 metres? So all I really need are cones, bibs, a whistle, and a big old tape measure. With a mask on in the shop, I need to decide whether I want to see or I want to breathe. I've chosen breathing today. Now, we're all having fun, having a few giggles. I mean, I personally like the streetwise bit, but now I need your help. Now, don't worry, I'm not asking you to like, to subscribe, or even to plug a sponsor. What are sponsors? But instead, I'm asking for your connections. You see, myself and a man named Michael McIntyre both went to Arnold House School. Not at the same time, may I add. I'm a few years older than him. Now, in his autobiography, Michael states that he still holds the under-9 long jump record.
I jumped 3 metres and 3 centimetres.
Impressive.
But due to a mix-up, the distance was recorded as 3 metres and 30 centimetres.
Ah.
But those extra 27 centimetres meant that I smashed the school record. 25 years that record has stood.
That's a long time, Michael. So, with my sprinting prowess and your jumping prowess, Mr. McIntyre, I'd like to challenge you to a very simple thumb war. To finally determine who is the greatest sporting icon to have come out of Arnold House. I'm saying this directly to Mr. McIntyre because he's not big on social media, he doesn't really use it very often. He does follow me on Twitter, along with 200,000 other people. So, I'm going to address this to you directly, Mr. McIntyre. Me and you, mano a mano, thumb war, and if you're worried about Miss Rona, I'll bring the gloves. Let's do it. Cool? On with the video. So, I had all the ingredients for my 100-metre race. I just now needed some space. So, I'm in Hyde Park. I'm here 30 minutes before I've told everyone else to get here. So, the only thing I need to do now is to map out the course. Let's get measuring. This is only 30 metres, so I'm going to need to do some quick maths. Come on me lads, start walking with measuring tape. 30. We're in the 80s now. That's 90 metres, final 10 metres. Cone it up, baby. As I was finishing up my coning, my old classmates arrived. And it was time for a pre-race interview. Hello, mate.
How's it going, Max?
Been a while.
Been many years.
Hello, Max.
Still with them?
Good to see you again.
Good to see you. Sports Day.
Ugh,
What do you remember from it?
bad memories. Disappointment. I've got a lot to prove today.
I'd say I'm more athletic now than I was when we were at Arnold House.
What do you do now? What's your job?
So I'm a video game investor, interactive
That,
entertainment.
that is probably the coolest answer you can probably give it. Sports Day. What do you remember about Sports Day?
I remember winning most things.
Yeah, you were quite...
No, I did win everything.
So goals for the day? Goals for today?
I mean, not come last.
As Ricky Bobby said, if you're not first, you're last.
There you go. Wow. It was wonderful to see George, Archie, Charlie, Louis, but I was most glad to see Chris. You see, Chris was the closest thing that I had to a competitor back in the day. He was actually going to take the crown away from me one year, but he stumbled just before the finishing line. So I felt that Chris had something to prove. So, there we were. It was race time 15 years later, and we were ready to go.
On your marks. Get set.
Oh, great. Champion, come here. Winner. Congratulations.
I actually did my handmade that over.
Did you?
A little bit, yeah. So I jogged the end.
You quit, mate. It's good fun. There we
I think I
go.
jumped the gun a bit. Who was second?
15 years later, safe to say.